Oh, should I just do that for 30 minutes? Wait, that's like not a bad idea, Patrick. Oh my God. I just scream for 30 minutes straight. I don't know that anyone's ever done that, but unfortunately I can't because I'm sick again. Not sick, just a cough. That's not sick. That's just your children are in school. You will have a cough because they're in school. You know that one task you've been putting off since forever? That task is starting therapy. And Grow Therapy makes it way easier to check off. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 15th, Grow connects you with thousands of licensed therapists across the US, virtual or in person, nights and weekends available. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some people pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. No subscriptions, no long term commitments, just help that fits your life. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Therapy has been huge for me. I actually have been doing therapy on and off throughout the years. And when I first separated from my ex, I got back into it and truly it saved my life. Just having someone who knew my situation, someone where, because sometimes I don't even feel comfortable telling my friends certain things, right? And just to have that safe space and that professional to help me deal. I mean, I have so much knowledge and better coping skills from doing regular therapy. And if you follow me, I'm telling you, you need therapy too. So visit growtherapy.com/idiot to get started. That's growtherapy.com/idiot. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan. Hi guys, I think I need to go into a witness protection program and not for the reason you think. The Swifties are after me. Okay, I'm being attacked by a bunch of basic white bitches, and I'm scared. All right, I'm scared for my f***ing life. They're gonna get on their horses and come trample me. All right. What did I do, you ask, to piss off the Swifties? What did I do? Well, I posted a video. I just posted a video and I said, hey, what do you guys think of Taylor Swift's new album? Now, my face looked like this. And while the video was playing, it had her song on there when she was like, did you girl boss too close to the sun? Okay. Now, I asked my audience, should I parody that music video, that song or a song on the album? And obviously it was clear from my face that I was not a fan. Okay. And you would have thought that I just committed an actual hate crime. Like I like Taylor, actually. I like Taylor Swift. I've loved her past albums. Folklore I thought was incredible. This one didn't hit for me. And somehow that's making me anti-woman. Okay. Anti-woman. People are literally in my comments screaming, saying, you're tearing women down. You're dangerous. And I'm like, what? I just said I didn't like a lyric. I didn't storm the Capitol. She literally rhymed Gucci with coochie. And I'm not allowed to talk about that. Someone even brought up how they're trans in my comments and had an abortion and trans and how I'm contributing to a culture of harm. What? I just didn't like the Gucci coochie line. I don't care what you do with your coochie. I'm talking about a song. I'm talking about a pop album. I didn't revoke anyone's rights. I did say that I think Pamela Pupgood could write better lyrics, but that was it. And that was playful and cheeky. And I'm allowed to not like her latest album. I loved the she did before. Oh my God. I just want to know what the is happening. Okay. When did disagreeing about art become a moral crime? And it's wild because as a comedian and artist, this feels like the most restrictive time ever. Like I used to do parodies of celebrities all the time. I would like face swap face swaps and play the Kardashians or whoever the fuck I felt like. And you know what? People laughed. Sometimes the celebrities themselves laughed. There used to be a time where being parodied was an honor. It meant like you made it, like, congratulations, you're relevant enough to be mocked affectionately. Now it's like, how fucking dare you? You're fucking an anti-woman. And the irony is that I've had so many people through the years hate my comedy. People have said, this isn't funny, you're cringe, you're annoying, you're problematic. And guess what? Like, that's actually fine because comedy, art is subjective. And so you're supposed to have an opinion. When you put your art out into the world, you're inviting conversation. You're saying, hey, react to this, not worship this or shut the up. Like, imagine going to a museum and you see a painting and some people are moved to tears and others are like, what the am I looking at? Is that a banana duct taped to a wall? And that's the point. That's the point. And artists know that. Artists want that because I think that good art evokes a reaction. And I fear that we're losing that. We're losing the ability to disagree without turning it into a moral indictment of someone's character. And I can love Taylor Swift or like Taylor Swift as a person and not vibe with a Gucci Coochie album. I can love women and still critique art made by women. Supporting women doesn't mean pretending that everything they make is genius. I actually like getting, when people criticize my art. That's okay. That's exciting. That means people have seen it. I evoked a reaction, even if it's disgust. That's not feminism. That's delusion to pretend that everything they make is genius. Okay. So I think it's okay to say that I wasn't a fan of the album, right? I think it's okay to parody people, right? Oh my God, when I parodied Sydney Sweeney last week, or, other people I parodied recently, people are so angry. How dare you? How would you like if someone did that to you? I would be fucking honored. If someone made a parody video of me, I would be like, oh my God, that's so funny. And maybe it would hurt a little, but like, that's okay. Cause it's cool that someone did an impersonation of me. I'm just not that relevant. And then I responded to her, to the people who were like, how would you like it if someone pretended to be you for a comedy sketch? I was like, I just literally responded to like 20 people. Have you seen SNL? Have you seen SNL? Hey, have you seen SNL before? Like, I think it's okay to parody people, to poke fun, to ask questions, to challenge the culture. That's literally what art and comedy and music are for. And if we sanitize everything to make sure no one ever feels uncomfortable, we're going to end up with a world full of beige noise. Nothing funny, nothing weird, nothing thought-provoking, just safe, bland, agreeable bullshit soup. And I'd rather make something that people love or hate than that people, scroll by without feeling anything, because I think that's the whole point. So to end on my rant, I'm not tearing anyone down. I'm an artist reacting to art. And if that's offensive, maybe the problem isn't my joke. Maybe the problem is that we've forgotten how to laugh, disagree, and think critically at the same time. But I don't hate all the songs though. There's actually a good chorus in there that I really like. I'll write in the comments which ones, because they're not all shit. It's just some of them. Yeah, Mel, I'm never getting married again is my second rant, and we'll talk about that too, bitch. We'll talk about that. Let me tell you right now. Okay, so Abib, of course you're here. Abib says, Taylor totally understands not everyone vibes with every album, and that's why it's great, and she has so many. Dude, yes, right? I mean, like, right? And you know what? Like, it's okay to defend too. Like, when I asked people their thoughts of the album, I really appreciated people who were like, oh, I loved it, and here's why. Or here's why you're wrong. But it was like in a fun, playful, debatable way. It wasn't like attacking my character. Like, I didn't attack her character. I didn't call her a bad person because I didn't like some of her lyrics or like honestly the melodies too. Michelle says she has also said people's opinions of her are none of her business. Love that. I love that too. It's like, yeah, people are getting offended on behalf of her. Um, my ex-best friend loves Taylor Swift. That friend betrayed me and broke my heart, so I'm jaded. That's hilarious. Katie says, I think the debate is healthy, but this generation has weaponized therapy and boundaries. Interesting. Yeah, it just feels like people love to be offended. Oh my God, dude. It's actually so frustrating. I need to learn to not give a fuck. Like that's my part is like I care, like I want to make everyone happy. And so I need to let that go. Can we talk about stigmatized being in a song? Oh my God, I know. That's the wood one, right? It's just funny. Like it's just funny. I need your help because his magic wand, I know. I really need your help because I want to film a parody of her on Thursday and I'm like figuring out the structure of what I want to do and I know I'm going to get torn apart from Swifties for like doing what SNL's been doing since the 70s. But anyway, Twisted said you should try to actually get her on her podcast, Twisted. I'm honored that you think that that would happen, but I just cannot see a world. You know what? You never know. Let's flood her DMs. Go on Idiot Podcast. Go on Idiot Podcast. Just flood Taylor's comment section. Maybe enough parodies. Okay, we could threaten her. We could say for each day you don't come on the podcast, I'm parodying another song. So it's your choice. It's your choice. Well, thanks for your thoughts on this. I just thought it was like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting the backlash, but it's a good conversation. I think you're right. People are just angry. When I'm angry, it's just anything little will piss me off. And I'll be like, ooh, they said something I didn't like. But not really. I don't really do that. Someone's like, oh, wow, did you just post that for attention and views? And I'm like, yes, that's actually my job is to get people's attention. And like, if I don't have views, I don't have a career. So yes. It's like asking an accountant, wow, did you just like do that person's taxes? Did you just like do that to get paid? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Love you too, Salty.
Therapy in this economy? Yes, it's possible. Just ask the millions of people who already found care with Grow Therapy. It's therapy that's insurance friendly, thank God, flexible, and fits real life. No subscriptions, no long-term contracts. Whether it's your first time trying therapy or whether you've been before, Grow helps you find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of licensed therapists across the US and offer both virtual and in-person sessions with availability on nights and weekends too. You can search by insurance, specialty, identity, or schedule and get started in as little as 2 days. Cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. If you've got insurance, you might already have therapy coverage and not even know it. Sessions average around $21 and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Look, maybe you don't need to figure out everything today. Maybe you just need someone to talk to. For me, I mean, you know what's going on in my life because it's all out on the internet. And so therapy is essential for me. And by the way, when I signed up for Grow Therapy, it was so quick and easy. And I got to read all these reviews of amazing therapists that fit my needs specifically. And then I booked one and she was available in 2 days. It was just that simple. So, whereas before, I would be on the phone with my insurance looking high and low for therapists that were covered by my insurance. And then, like, it wouldn't go well. And I felt like I was on the phone for hours with different people. This is just so much easier. I put off therapy for months sometimes because of the headache of finding a therapist that was actually covered.
Growth therapy makes it easier. So, with whatever challenges you're facing, growth therapy is here to help. Just visit growtherapy.com/idiot today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/idiot. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan. So, guys, I've decided that I will never be getting married again. Ever. Not if he's rich, kind, hot, emotionally available, nice penis, and especially not if he has an accent, because marriage as it exists today is a scam. These are my thoughts, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. And before men in the comments start typing bitter single mom, relax, bitch, because I'm actually not bitter. I'm free. I laugh and come every day. My life is full of joy, loving relationships, kids, works, friends. It's abundant. Okay. And like, sure, life gets hard sometimes. Like I crashed the out just last week, as you guys saw, but 9 times out of 10, men are the reason why. And yeah, you'll always hear someone say, well, my marriage is great. And okay, you're the exception. You are the exception. And also, it's great now. What if it turns south? What if it becomes damaged beyond repair? Now you have to break an insanely expensive contract and probably sell your house. And honestly, when I look around, the majority of married people that I know and don't know look exhausted and quietly homicidal. Most marriages I witness are just two exhausted people tolerating each other for tax purposes. They don't even really like each other. This is what I'm seeing, okay? And I'm taking notes. And don't come at me with the kids do better in a 2-parent household argument, because no, kids do better in a healthy household, one that's calm and loving and safe. And even if it's just you and your kids. You know what kids don't thrive in? A house where mom's crying in the shower while dad's rage texting her from the living room. That's not stability. That's trauma bonding with a tiny witnesses, okay? And can we talk about what marriage actually is? Because it didn't start as some romantic union between equals. It started 4,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. And it was never about love. It was about property. A father literally transferred his daughter to another man. She wasn't a bride. She was inventory. That's how deep the patriarchy runs. It's in the language. Then religion came along and was like, cool, let me make this holy. But the blueprint never changed. It was built to benefit men, and it still does. Literally, statistically, married men live longer, make more money, get more promotions, and are happier. You know why? Because marriage is the world's best wellness plan for men. They get built-in therapist, cook, maid, sex worker, scheduler, emotional support system, all rolled into one. Meanwhile, married women are more stressed, less healthy, and they earn less than single women. We literally lose years of our lives trying to keep everyone else alive. Marriage was built for a world where women couldn't vote. They couldn't own property. They couldn't survive without men. We have stopped needing men for survival a century ago, but marriage never updated its software. There's a 56% chance your marriage will end in divorce. 56%. That's not cynicism, that's statistics. So if someone told you that there was a 56% chance that the plane you were about to board would crash, would you still go on it? No, you wouldn't. You'd stay home because even if you did survive, you'd be all f***ed up from the impact. And that, I think, is marriage. Most people don't die in it, but almost everyone comes out with some kind of wreckage. And the truth is, marriage makes total sense for men. They get structure, stability, caregiving, social validation. They make more money and they live longer lives. If I was a dude, I would get married again, hands down. It's like a spa membership for them. But for women, It's like unpaid labor and resentment. And I am not anti-love. I love love. Like I love love. Like it's a problem how much I love love. I love passion. I love connection. I love deep companionship, all of it. But I don't need another contract that was designed 4,000 years ago to tell me I'm worthy of it. And I don't need a government form to prove my commitment. So no, I'm not bitter. I'm free. And marriage was designed for a world where women couldn't read, and I can read sometimes. Okay, Mel says it's an outdated concept. I couldn't agree more. And like we're demonized for saying that too, or we're deemed bitter for saying that. And by the way, like if you're married and you're happy, like I'm not even talking shit to you, like you're the exception. In my life, I know a lot of people. I probably know two marriages that I wouldn't say I'm envious of, but I'm like, wow, that's like a true partnership. Like it's got love, it's got passion. They're both carrying equal weight. Like truly, I know, you know what? No, one. It's my sister and her husband. That's it. And guess what? They live in a different state. So I don't really see what's going on. I don't really see. But the rest of them, dude, and these are like friends or like support groups that I'll go to of women who've been married for 30, 40 years. All they talk about is wanting to murder their husbands. That's all they talk about is how annoying their husbands are, how they have to pick up after them, how they're like, an emotionally stunted toddler with a weird porn addiction. That's all they talk about, dude. The majority of these women, they're like suffering every single day. And I'm just like, damn, I'm going to go do that again. No, thank you. I'm out. I'm free. And then you got the one who actually likes their spouse or they actually have a good thing going. Like that does happen. It's just few and far between. And then, dude, what if something happened, man? You're still tied to them. It's still a total mess to have to go through a divorce, to have to break that contract. It's just not worth it. Mel says, I want to be free too. Rochelle says, I married again and I love my husband. We wouldn't have married, just stayed partners, but with all my health issues, it made sense to get married because his insurance was way better. Other than that, we would have been happy just being life partners. That's so interesting, Rochelle. So the health insurance was a factor. And that makes sense. And that's a practical reason to get married. Now that just makes me think our healthcare system is fucked, unfortunately, right? So you felt like you had to marry this person to get proper healthcare, and that's on its own. But that makes sense, Rochelle. Someone said, I'd never live with a man again. Ew. I'm right there with you. You know, I do feel like there are good marriages out there. I just do not see them very often at all. It's like, and then you look at the statistics, right? How married men are happier and benefit way more. They actually get paid more. They make more. They're deemed stable. Whereas women make less. And we're often the ones, doing the primary parenting, household, cooking, cleaning. It's truly not a good deal for us. It's really not, dude. Katie says, I am a woman. I love that for you, Katie. I absolutely love that for you. Twisted just said, I just kicked a man off my property while listening to you. I just imagine you just watching and he's like, oh, what you watching? And you're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to fucking marry you, mate. And he's like, I'm the mailman. I was just delivering. And you're like, fuck off. Marriage is a scam. And he's like, dude, you just need to sign for this FedEx package. And Tristed's like, you can suck my clit. That's just what I imagined. Rose says, never again for me. Tried it once, never again. Oh my God. Did you hear about the Nicole Kidman, Keith Urban shit? I couldn't believe this. Now, this is what I heard, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But they were married for 19 years, okay? Keith Urban has a long open issue with addiction, and he had a really bad relapse in the marriage. And guess what? She didn't leave. She stuck by him. And not only did she stick by him, she also put in their marriage clause that For every year he stayed sober, he was going to get paid like $1 million or something like that, like some crazy amount for every year that he stayed sober. Like that is how supportive she was and kind of like enabling, but whatever of him. But like that's how hard she rode for him. What does she get? Well, nothing other than he wrote her a love song. But oh, wait, he rewrote the lyrics to that love song and took out her name, Nicole's name, and put in his 25-year-old guitarist that's in his band's name because they're f***ing disgusting. Gross. Are we surprised? So they had a cocaine clause. Sorry. For every year he didn't do cocaine, he got $600,000. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, what the fuck? That's insane. But you know what? Again, it's like I used to feel so sad when women would be going through a divorce and like the Nicole Keith situation. If I was like 20 and I saw that and I'd be like, "Oh my God, dude. They were married 19 years. She gets older. She's still hot as by the way. Jesus Christ." I would literally scissor that Aussie all till the break of dawn. Okay. I hope Nicole sees this. Nicole Kidman, I know you're single now. And I just want to say a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Is that, see, now I feel like that's offensive because that's not how lesbians, that's a cliche. That's just a funny thing. That's not how lesbians, okay? That's not what they're doing. They're not bumping fupas. That's not how they bang. I probably can't even say that anymore. I'm going to have a bunch of angry lesbians now in my comments. Me was just making a little jokesy about scissoring Nicole Kidman. Look, if I can't joke around about scissoring Nicole Kidman, I don't want any part of this. Who doesn't want to scissor Nicole Kidman sometimes? She's very scissorable. Shut up, Laura. Oh. All I'm saying, when I was younger, I would have been like, "Oh my God, like I'm so mad. She must be so heartbroken. Is she ever going to find anyone again?" Like that's horrible. Now I'm just like, "Oh my God, she's free." Like it's so fucked up how much she had to pay him and that he's fucking his 25-year-old guitarist, but like she's free. She is so free. And for whatever reason, you guys, I am on cougar hunting TikTok right now. I'm on cougar hunting TikTok. That's all I'm getting fed right now. And I think it's a sign. But there are all these older women that are like, dude, the 20 somethings will not leave me alone. These like 30 something, 40 something, even 50 something women, these 20 something guys, early 30 something guys won't leave them alone. They think they're so attractive because you're more confident, you have a full life, you're independent, you're knowledgeable, whatever. I just think now everyone looks so fucking hot till they're 70. It's insane. It's weird actually. But I'm just saying there's all these relationships and they're saying these younger guys are way more emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent than the guys their age and that they're after them. So I'm just like, slay, bitch. Haley says, I mean, to be fair, neither would most lesbians. Scissoring isn't really a huge thing. Yeah, no, it's just like dumb. Rochelle says, I'm in my early 40s and my hubs is in his late 30s. So we joke that I'm a cougar. Honestly, for whatever reason, my algo is all about younger guys, older women relationships, and they seem to be amazing. But again, and like, I kind of have Cher's perspective too. Like her mom once said, when Cher was younger, her mom said, "You need a rich man." And Cher said to her mom, "I am a rich man." You know? And it's that. She's like, what do I need men for? Like men are fun. Yeah, they're very fun. They're fun to go to dinner with. They're fun to have sex with. They're fun to joke around with. but I don't need men. And most women today don't actually need men. It's really interesting that the relationships I've been in with men, I get in these crazy fights. They make me spiral for days, sometimes weeks. My mood is down. I feel drained. I feel insecure. Like, and I know you're gonna say not all men. No, bitch, for me, I feel like it's all men. I'm not great. I got daddy issues. I don't think they're ever going away, unfortunately for me. But it's really interesting how men will me up so fucking hard in here and ruin my day over some bullshit. Whereas I have had women, okay, like you girls, women that I've known, and gay men that I've known since 3-year-old preschool, since junior high, that are still coming over every single week, spending time with me, living our lives together. We've experienced decades, and I can count on one hand the amount of fights we've gotten in. And guess what? It's been like one. My two best friends, I've had one fight each with them, okay? My best friend Holly, who I've known since junior high, this wasn't even a fight. I was in my drug addiction and I was supposed to drive her to the airport and I was on drugs. I was, whatever. I was 20 years old. I was struggling. And she called me. She said, Laura, can I count on you? Are you going to be here? And I was like, hey, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm not in a state to drive. I didn't mean to. And she gave me shit about that. She chewed me out a little bit about that. And I appreciate that. And I think about that all the time. I disappointed my friend Holly and I let her down. And that impacted me and was one of the reasons I got clean. But that is literally it. That's the only fight we've ever been in. And it wasn't even a fight. It was her telling me off because I fucked up. And I still thank her for that. I still thank her for that all the time. My other best friend, Jack, gay best friend who lives 5 minutes away with his husband, he and I lived together for a time and we got in some fight about who was going to pay the internet bill. And it was like that. And it was just a one day screaming match around who owed what for utilities. That's it. I've known him since 3. Salty says, I stopped needing men 15 years ago. Now I scissor my wife and a lot. I love to hear it. Twisted said, we've been talking about banging younger men. I love it. Maya says, women stopped needing men the moment vibrators were created. Facts. I mean, did I have Patrick help me open my water because I couldn't? Yeah. I'm not saying you can't work with men. Okay. Anyone else have like a lot of vibrators but only use one? The only reason I have a bunch is because I get sent them for free by brands, but I only use one ever. And I only use one ever and I only use one setting because we all are doing the zzz, right? Like no one's doing the zzz, 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 or the zzz, 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 right? We're all just doing zzz. Twisted, you do the zzz, 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 zzz. Really? A beep said, my ex BF sat crying over his micro dick watching this. Oh my God. Y'all overshare every week with me. You guys, I have a teeth cleaning appointment. When is the last time you got a teeth cleaning? And don't lie. Tell me in the comments and don't lie. Do you know, I read somewhere that like dentists have like the number 1 or number 2 profession that's linked to suicide rates. And I was like, that checks out because no one ever wants to see them. Imagine just like going to work and no one wants to see you. And everyone's like so mad that they're there. And then you have to just like look at people's disgusting tonsils and gross gums. Imagine just like looking at gum recession all day and tonsils. I would literally be done here too. Katie says mouths are gross. What that mouth do? What that mouth do? That's what my dentist says every time I open my mouth when I get in there. He goes, what that mouth do? Wait, am I getting abused by my dentist? Although I gotta say, I did have a dentist who was like, he didn't really say what that mouth do. I will say that was a joke. He didn't say what that mouth do, but he is younger than me, and that freaks me the fuck out. Like, as you start to get older, people in these important professions are like straight up younger than you. Does that freak you out, you guys? I'm like, my dentist is younger than me. Are you okay, sir? Like, do you even know? Did you finish college? No, I'm just old. It's so weird having doctors be younger than you is weird. Is that right? Right? But then if they're, oh my God, sorry, Twisted. That's horrible. Katie says my husband's dentist punched him when he was a kid. I had one dentist tell me I had a big mouth. He was like, you got a big mouth. I was like, I don't know I don't know how to sound. And then why the fuck do they always ask you how you are when your mouth is just, so you got any plans for the summer? It's some like sick inside joke amongst all dentists. A big mouth is a compliment from a dentist. I guess so, Chris. Anyway, I'm going to go get my teeth cleaned, you guys. I'm going to walk through that fear, even though I'm scared and it hurts to like chew on this side. So I think something's going on. Whatever. I got to go. I got to get my teeth cleaning. This was fun. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I can't wait to hear you chew me out in the comments below. And also, every episode I do, we go live. Normally, you guys, we go live on Monday, but there was an emergency at school, so I had to go, and I couldn't do the live yesterday. But we film our solo episodes live on Patreon. So if you want to come live and be a part of the episode and in the comments, it's super fun. Go to patreon.com/Laura Clary to subscribe, patreon.com/Laura Clary to subscribe. Love you guys so much. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow me if you don't. New episodes every Wednesday. I love you, bitches. Oh, yes. And book club is this Friday now. Book club is this Friday, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for book club. What's the book again? The Comfort Book? I love it. We don't give a shit. It's cool. It's fun. Dude, the guy, Matt Haig or whatever, followed me back. So I'm trying to get him to come on. But 12 o'clock, do your hair, Twisted, please. Please. 12 o'clock PST, Pacific Standard Time, Friday. See you then.